What's up guys, konnichiwa, Ryan here, and today we are going to be talking about a very fun subject about Japanese, and that is counters. In Japanese, there are actually many ways to count things, and depending on what you're counting, there might be a different counter that you have to use to indicate what you're counting. I know it's kind of a weird concept, we don't really have that in English, but if you think about it, we do have some weird counting systems in English as well. Like, why do you call it a flock of birds instead of a group of birds? Why do you call it a murder of crows instead of a group of crows? Or a school of fish? Or a pod of dolphins? I don't know, that's just how it is and you just gotta know it, right? Well, the same can be said for the counters in Japanese. Real quick, if you are someone who has always wanted to learn Japanese or is looking to take your Japanese to the next level, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button because that is what we are here to help you do. Alright, without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, counters in Japanese are used to indicate what exactly you're counting. So you can't just, well, you could, but you don't normally just say like one car, two car, three cars, for example. You have to say like what, like the counter tells you like what kind of thing. Alright, so hopefully by now you know how to count in Japanese. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is just the way to count in general, but to count stuff like objects like this or stuff like this, we have counters for that. The way we count 1 through 10 is different, but after you get past 10, it's just normal. So the first numbers 1 through 10, you just gotta memorize it. And those counters are as followed. 1つ、2つ、3つ、4つ、5つ、6つ、7つ、8つ、9つ、と. That's just a general counter. It's not assigned to anything. So that's just like 1つ、2つ、3つ、4つ. Like, so for example, the situation where you would use something like this is if you're asking a store person for something. You can say それ2つください. I want 2 of that, please. You don't say 2, you say 2つ. Because it's a counter. Another example of using counters would be to say like, I have 2 wallets. I wouldn't say 財布に. No, I would just say 財布が2つあります or 2つの財布があります. Get it? So it's a counter. It's saying that there's 2 of these things, it's not just the number 2. So these words are kind of like combining the number plus the word thing to it. So it's like 2 things, 2つの財布 or 財布が2つあります. Okay, so again, the numbers 1 through 10 is just 1つ、2つ、3つ、4つ、5つ、6つ、7つ、8つ、9つと. Okay, so remember again, that counting system is just a general use thing. Moving on to more counters. As I mentioned before, counters are used to indicate certain types of things that you're counting. Although I just gave that example of 1つ、2つ、3つ, all the other types of counters, you would use the regular numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, all of those numbers plus the counter. So for this example, I want to share with you the counter ko. Ko is a counter used to count small objects, and it's kind of like a general use type of thing. So 1個 is like one thing. 2個 is 2 things. 3個 3 things. 4個 I have 4 things. For example, okay? So it'd be like 1個、2個、3個、4個、5個、6個、7個、8個、9個、10個. Okay? Another common counter that we have is 本. So 本 is used to count like long objects. So this pencil or this pen, for example, are long objects. So we would use the counter 本 for it. So 1本、2本、3本、4本、5本、6本、 For example, okay, if you haven't already noticed, the numbers 3, 6, 8, they're kind of different sometimes. Like, depending on it, we would slur like the sounds together. So instead of saying like, you know, 6本, it's just 6本. Okay? Another example, cars or machines, we use the counter 台. So like one car would be 1台, or like 車1台あります or 車2台あります. I have 2 cars, or there's 2 cars. 車3台あります 4台5台6台7台8台9台10台. For example, that counter again for machines, so you could use that for computers. So コンピューター1台あります コンピューター2台あります For example, another common counter is for books or magazines, and the counter for that is 冊 1冊2冊3冊4冊5冊6冊7冊8冊9冊10冊. We actually have another counter specifically for chopsticks. So if you're at a restaurant and they're asking you how many chopsticks do you want, the counter for chopsticks is 膳. So 1膳2膳3膳4膳5膳. How many chopsticks do you want? You'd say 1膳ください. Then you know that's 1 chopsticks. I want 1 chopsticks. Another counter that we have is 枚. Mai is for flat things like a plate or a piece of paper or anything that's flat, really. So I got some paper here. 1 2 3 4. 紙4枚あります I have 4 pieces of paper. 1枚2枚3枚4枚5枚6枚7枚8枚9枚10枚11枚. For example, another example that's commonly used is for drinks, and that counter is はい. So for example, if this was filled with water or liquid, it's a drink, you'd say 1杯 or 2杯3杯4杯5杯6杯7杯. For example, I know this concept might be a little bit tricky. I don't even really know how to explain it the best myself, but I do know it. It's just, if you need any help with any further explanations, again, please just let me know down below. Alright guys, so I think that's going to be all for this video. It's a little short, but it is a very important topic that I want to cover, and I want to make sure that you guys learn these counters because it's really going to make you seem like you really know Japanese. Alright, so again, that is going to be all for this video. If you found it useful by any means, please feel free to give it and Totoro a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and again, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. ありがとうございます。また次の動画でお会いしましょう。じゃあ、またね。